Constitution Day of India. Constitution Day, also known as Samvidhan Divas, is celebrated in our country every year on 26 November to commemorate the adoption of the Constitution of India. On 26 November 1949, the Constituent Assembly of India adopted the Constitution of India, which came into effect on 26 January 1950. To mark this day, we celebrate January 26 as Republic Day of India. Constitution Day is celebrated every year to promote the constitutional value among the citizens.
सर्वेषां स्वस्तिर्भवतु सर्वेषां स्वस्तिर्भवतु सर्वेषां शान्तिर्भवतु सर्वेषां शान्तिर्भवतु सर्वेषां पूर्णं भवतु सर्वेषां पूर्णं भवतु सर्वेषां मङ्गलं भवतु सर्वेषां मङ्गलं भवतु.
भारत हमारा देश है. हम सब भारतवासी भाई बहन हैं. हमें अपना देश प्राणों से प्यारा है. इसकी समृद्धि और विविध संस्कृति पर हमें गर्व है. हम इसके सुयोग्य अधिकारी बनने का प्रयत्न सदा करते रहेंगे. हम अपने माता पिता, शिक्षकों और गुरुजनों का आदर करेंगे और सबके साथ शिष्टता का व्यवहार करेंगे. हम अपने देश तथा देशवासियों के प्रति वफादार रहने की प्रतिज्ञा करते हैं. उनके कल्याण तथा समृद्धि में ही हमारा सुख निहित है. जय हिंद.
B.R. Ambedkar is the father of the Indian Constitution and the brain behind the democratic and secular fabric of India. He was an Indian jurist, an economist, a politician, and a social reformer. And more than anything else, he was a savior for the Dalit movement in India. From being the face of Indian independence movement to drafting the Constitution of India, which is one of the longest in the world and most comprehensive, the contribution of Ambedkar to the Republic of India is beyond words. And everyone in the nation today owes a lot to his work during the pre-independence era. We need to channel these very principles he worked for to guide our actions today and rise above the divisions of our caste, class and religion that still exist. While we bear these ideals of his in mind, let us take a moment to honor his legacy by laying flowers at his statue, which serves as a reminder to us of the values we so dearly cherish.
We, the people of India, having solemnly resolved to constitute India into a sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic republic and to secure to all its citizens justice, social, economic and political, liberty of thought, expression, belief, faith and worship, equality of status and of opportunity, and to promote among them all fraternity, assuring the dignity of the individual and the unity and integrity of the nation. In our Constituent Assembly, this 26th day of November 1949, do hereby adopt, enact, and give to ourselves this Constitution.
On the eve of independence, Jawaharlal Nehru, the first Prime Minister of independent India, delivered the Tryst with Destiny speech. It reflected the promise of our leaders from the Constitution that would eliminate poverty, disease, ignorance and inequality, hampering the growth and progress of our country. As we all know, although the building of the Constitution started in 1946, its foundation was laid during the 1857 revolt. The plan of the sepoys of drafting the Constitution was suppressed, but the involvement of Gandhiji accelerated the spirit and voice of freedom, and the demand for making the Constitution became vigorous.
My mentor, Gopal Krishna Gokhale, presented to the British government a note on the Constitution in 1914. And the British said, yes, we will accept it after the war. But now they want to make a constitution for us. But you know, a constitution for India should be and can be framed only by Indians.
The Constitution of India was framed by a Constituent Assembly set up under the Cabinet Mission Plan of 1946. The Assembly held its first meeting on December 9, 1946 and elected Dr. Sachidanand Sinha, the oldest member of the Assembly, as the Provisional President. On December 11, 1946, the Assembly elected Dr. Rajendra Prasad as its permanent chairman. The Constituent Assembly set up 13 committees for framing the Constitution, including a drafting committee under the chairmanship of Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. On the basis of the reports of these committees, a draft of the Constitution was prepared by a 7-member drafting committee.
Now, let's see what Dr. Bhim Rao Ambedkar has to say about unity in India.
Today, we are divided politically, socially, and economically. We are a group of warring camps. And let me confess that I am probably one of the leaders of such a camp. But, sir, I'm quite convinced that given time and circumstances, nothing in the world will prevent this country from becoming one.
When Sri Rohini Kumar Chowdhury wanted a separate constitution for women, Srimati Renuka Ray reacted in this way.
Sir, from my experience as a parliamentarian and a man of the world, I think it would be wise to provide for a woman's constituency. If you give them a special constituency, they can have their scramble and fight among themselves without coming into the general constituency.
Sir, the last speaker, Shri Rohini Kumar Chaudhary, the erstwhile champion and defender of women, who is against removing their social disabilities, spoke about special electorates for women. And in spite of the chivalry of the previous speaker, Indian women will not tolerate any such reservation in the Constitution.
The debate regarding the official language of India at the Constituent Assembly was unlike any other.
हिंदी ही हमारी राष्ट्रभाषा होगी और साथ में देवनागरी हमारी राष्ट्रलिपि.
I would, sir, convey a warning on behalf of the people of South India, because there are already elements there who want separation, and it is up to us to firmly try and keep those elements down. And my friends in UP, do not help in any way by repeatedly flogging their idea of Hindi imperialism. Sir, it's up to my friends in UP to have an undivided, unbroken whole India, or it's up to them to have only a Hindi India.
The tireless hard work put in throughout the duration of 3 years was finally paying off.
Looking back on the work of the Constituent Assembly, it will now be 2 years, 11 months, and 17 days since it first met on the 9th of December 1946. On the 26th January 1950, India would be a democratic nation, in the sense that India from that day would have a government of the people, by the people, and for the people.
Now, let us take a look at the key timelines in the 1948 constitutional design. A big salute to all the constitution framers.
Being born as an Indian is a blessing, and Constitution Day is one such occasion to celebrate this blessing. It was on this auspicious occasion that the Constitution of India came into existence and gave our country a direction to grow and prosper. We celebrate November 26th every year as Constitution Day or Samvidhan Divas to promote constitutional value among citizens. We all know that Dr. B.R. Ambedkar is the architect of Indian Constitution. What is Constitution of India? Constitution of India is the supreme law in India. It consists of set of rules and regulations guiding the administration of a country. It also consists of 395 articles, 25 schedules divided into 22 parts. But the original is different. It's also called as a living document. We all know who is the architect of our Indian Constitution, but we need to know what are the features of Indian Constitution too. What's inside the Constitution book? The preamble, the fundamental rights, duties and principles of state policy, federal structure and institutions, and many more. Preamble. The preamble of any constitution is a brief introductory statement that conveys the guiding principles of the document. The values expressed in the preamble are expressed as objectives of the Constitution. These are sovereignty, socialism, secularism, democracy, republican character of Indian state, justice, liberty, equality, and fraternity. The important value embedded in our Constitution is essential to realize the dignity of Indian. Special aspect of the Indian Constitution is that it highlights both the rights and duties of Indian citizens. What are fundamental rights? The right to equality provides for the equal treatment of everyone before the law, prevents discrimination on various grounds, treats everybody as equal in matters of public employment, and abolishes untouchability. Freedom is very important because it leads to enhanced expression of creativity and thought, which increases productivity and an overall high quality of life. Right against exploitation. The right against exploitation provides for two provisions, namely the abolition of trafficking in human beings and beggars and the abolition of employment of children below the age of 14 years, right to freedom of religion. All persons are equally entitled to freedom of conscience and the right to freely profess, practice and propagate religion subject to public order, morality and health. Cultural and educational rights. As India is a country of many languages and culture, the Constitution provides special measures to protect the rights of minorities, protection of language and script, and any community which has a language and a script of its own has the right to conserve and develop them. No citizen can be discriminated against for admission in the state or sector. Any citizen can move to court if they believe that any of their fundamental rights have been violated by the state. Dr. B.R. Ambedkar declared the right to constitutional remedies as the heart and soul of the Indian Constitution. As citizens of India, we know what are our rights, but we need to know what our duties too. The Indian Constitution says to uphold and cherish the noble ideals which inspired our struggle for freedom. Respect your national flag, stand for the national anthem, and be proud to say that you are the citizen of India. It also says every citizen should promote harmony and the spirit of common brotherhood among the people of India. One of the most important duties is volunteer yourself for the national service when called upon to do so. Stand in front, lead your team, and fight against enemies and save your country. Our Constitution says that states shall endeavour to protect and improve the environment to safeguard the forest and wildlife of the country. It's the duty of every citizen to preserve our rich heritage, prevent ourselves and others from scribbling on the walls, participating in the regular cleanliness drive, being a part of Adopt a Heritage initiative and spreading awareness about these monuments. Science and the scientific temper are imperative if better lives are to be ushered to 1 billion plus people in a country. Unseasonal frosts in India are likely to get more intense in the coming decades. Only science and the application of the mind can offer solutions at scale and in an affordable fashion if we are to pursue inclusive development. It is the duty of every citizen to save the public property. If you can't make one, don't destroy one. To strive towards excellence in all spheres of individual and collective activity so that the nation constantly rises to higher levels of endeavor and achievement. Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam set an example for this. The Indian Constitution laid duties for the parent or guardian. It says that it is the duty of every parent or guardian to provide education to children who are between the age of 6 and 14. The Constitution Day helps to ignite the lamp of knowledge in the minds of new generation, which includes students like you who can understand the importance of Indian Constitution, respect it and follow it. A special aspect of the Indian Constitution is that it highlights both rights and duties of citizens. You, as students, should learn the spirit of our constitution makers, which will help you all in your future endeavors. Celebrating Constitution Day is a way by which we all can pay tribute to the father of Indian Constitution and spread his philosophies and thoughts. I would like to end up my message by quoting the words of Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. Nations consist of people, and with your effort, a nation can accomplish all it could ever want. Yes, even if we are not constitutional experts and any enigma about the do's and don'ts, all you have to do is look inward. If we just consult ourselves inward, I can guarantee each one of us that almost we would be on the right side of law. As long as we are aware of our duties, our rights will come to us automatically. Do your duties. Thank you. Jai Hind.
We, the people of India.
Having solemnly resolved to constitute India into a sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic republic, and to secure to all its citizens justice, social, economic, and political, liberty of thought, expression, belief, faith, and worship, equality of status and of opportunity, and to promote and obey all, fraternity, assuring the dignity of the individual, and the unity and integrity of the nation in our Constituent Assembly, the 26th day of November 1949 do
Hereby adopt, enact, and give to ourselves this Constitution.